There is a power within you so great, so divine, so absolutely so, that if you but awaken to it, you will never again live as though you are a victim of circumstances. You will no longer beg, plead, or wait. You will simply assume. You will assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will watch in wonder as the world rearranges itself to mirror your inner state. My friend, I tell you, all things are possible to the one who dares to believe. And belief, as I have taught again and again, is not wishful thinking. It is the acceptance of a reality unseen. It is faith clothed in feeling. Now I have something to give you today. A secret so simple, yet so powerful, it has the ability to alter your entire existence. It consists of only 3 words, 3 sacred words, that when felt deeply and accepted as truth, will manifest your dreams into reality. You may ask, what are these 3 words? And I will tell you, but first, let us understand the nature of reality itself. Reality is not something out there. Reality is consciousness. All that you see, all that you experience, is but a reflection of the state you occupy within. The world is yourself pushed out, your assumptions hardened into fact, not because the outer world has any power of its own, but because you have imagined, accepted, and sustained them. Therefore, if you seek change, if you truly desire to manifest the life of your dreams, you must first change the inner conversations, the inner assumptions, the inner states. We have been taught to work hard, to struggle, to strive. But I tell you, effort is of the flesh. Manifestation is effortless when it comes from a place of inner knowing. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, without doubt, without contradiction, and rest in that assumption, all things are drawn unto you. You become magnetic, not because you chase your desires, but because you become one with them. And so the question arises, how can we enter this sacred state? How can we sustain the assumption long enough for it to manifest in form? This is where the 3 words come in. These words are not to be spoken merely with the lips, but to be accepted with the heart. They are to be felt, not recited. They are the key that unlocks the door to the infinite. These 3 words are, it is done. Yes, my dear friend, it is done. Not I hope it happens. Not someday it will be. Not maybe if I try hard enough. No, it is done. And in those 3 words lies the power to bend reality. Because when you say it is done, you are no longer entertaining the possibility of failure. You are no longer seeking or yearning. You are no longer doubting or waiting. You are declaring that what you have imagined is already a fact, though unseen. Faith is not hoping for the future. Faith is claiming the future as present. It is done is the language of God. It is the final word. When God created the heavens and the earth, He did not say, I hope this works. No, He said, it is good, and then He rested. Why did He rest? Because the work was finished in consciousness. The creation was complete the moment He imagined and accepted it. The outer manifestation merely followed. So when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and declare within yourself, it is done, you are entering that same creative act. You are becoming the operant power. You are not looking at appearances, for appearances lie. You are not listening to the senses, for the senses only echo past assumptions. You are listening to the truth within. You are holding fast to the unseen and walking by faith. Let me tell you a story. A woman once came to me, desperate for healing. She had tried every treatment, every doctor, every remedy, yet the condition persisted. I said to her, do not pray for healing. Pray from the feeling of having been healed. Declare within yourself, it is done. At first, she resisted. Her mind said, but it's not done. The pain is still here. And I told her, do not worship facts. Worship the truth of your imagination. The facts are shadows. They will change. But the feeling you accept as real is the cause. And so she began. Every day, she would close her eyes, relax her body, and imagine herself free, walking, laughing, vibrant, alive. And as she felt this inner reality, she would say quietly, it is done. She said it not to convince the world, but to convince herself. She said it until the words no longer sounded like hope, but like truth. And then one day, without warning, the condition vanished. Her body reflected what her mind had already accepted. Do you see now? The law is always working. It does not care if you use it in ignorance or in wisdom. If you say within yourself, I am poor, the world will show you poverty. If you say, no one loves me, the world will reflect your loneliness. But if you dare to say, it is done, and feel that your desires are already yours, then so they shall be. These 3 words are not magic. They are not a formula. They are a declaration of identity. When you say it is done, you are stepping into the version of yourself who already has, who already is, who already knows. You are aligning with the end. And I have told you, the end is where we begin. Always imagine the end. Never the means, never the how, only the end. And feel it as if it is already true. If you wish to be rich, do not ask how the money will come. Instead, feel the joy of having it. Hear the sound of your new lifestyle. Smell the leather seats of your new car. Walk as if the wealth is already yours. And then say within, it is done. If you wish to be loved, do not seek the person or the path. Instead, rest in the warmth of love. Feel their arms around you. Hear their voice in your ear. Laugh with them in your mind. And then, in a whisper of power, say, it is done. If you wish to be free, to be healthy, to be joyful, then do not look to the world to give you permission. Give it to yourself now. Enter the state mentally. Dwell in it. Saturate your being with it. And from that feeling of completion, affirm it is done. You are not manifesting through effort. You are manifesting through identity. You are not chasing, you are remembering. Your dream is not outside of you. It is you, it is the truest version of you, already known in the eternal imagination of God. And when you say it is done, you are collapsing time. You are bringing the future into the now. You are calling things which are not as though they were. And the world must obey. Now let me ask you, can you believe without seeing? Can you trust the unseen more than the seen? Can you surrender the need to control and simply assume the end? If so, then nothing shall be impossible to you, because belief is not mental affirmation. It is a feeling, a conviction, a knowing. And the moment you feel your desire as real and declare it is done, the universe begins to move. You may not see the evidence right away. That does not matter. The seed does not sprout the moment it is planted, but it is growing nonetheless. Do not dig it up with doubt. Do not cancel your declaration with contradiction. Simply persist. Remain faithful to the assumption. And as surely as the sun rises, your world will reflect it. You have heard it said, ask and it shall be given. But I say to you, ask believing that it is already given. Ask from the state of fulfillment. Do not plead. Do not beg. Do not wait. Declare the end from the beginning. And rest in the assurance that your assumption, once sustained, must manifest. The law is impersonal. It does not reward the worthy. It reflects the persistent. So practice this. Choose one desire. Make it simple, if you must. Something you can easily imagine. Now close your eyes. See it. Feel it. Live in it. Imagine a scene that implies your wish is fulfilled. Make it vivid. Make it natural. And then from the depths of your being, say it is done. Say it with certainty. Say it with gratitude. Say it as if it were the final word. Do not say it and then look around for proof. That is doubt. Say it and go about your day as if it was so. Walk in faith. Talk in faith. Think in faith. And the world will catch up to your inner conviction. It must. For consciousness is the only reality. These 3 words, it is done, are the key to freedom. They lift you out of longing and into possession. They transform you from a seeker into a creator. They eliminate resistance and align you with the frequency of your desire, because you are no longer asking for it. You are being it. All great masters have used this truth. When the master healed, he did not say, you will be healed. He said, you are healed. When he raised the dead, he did not hope they would rise. He said, come forth. He spoke the end as if it already was. That is power. That is dominion. And so I leave you with this. Try it. Not once, not as a test, but as a way of life. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and declare with boldness, it is done. And then walk in that state. Persist in that state. Let it saturate your mind, your heart, your speech, your walk. Let it become who you are. And watch, my dear friend, as reality bends to your will, not because you forced it, but because you remembered who you are. You are the operant power. You are the dreamer dreaming the world into being. And now you know the secret. It is not complex. It is not far away. It is within you. 3 words. Infinite power. It is done. As you continue to say these words, it is done. Let them become more than just a mantra. Let them become your new inner atmosphere. Feel the weight of them. Feel the finality, the certainty. Let them settle in your bones and echo through your chest. You are not trying to convince anyone. You are not performing. You are not wishing. You are knowing. And it is that knowing which moves mountains. When you think of your desire, think of it from the end, not toward it. If you desire a certain lifestyle, do not ask how to get there. Assume you are already living it. Feel the fabric of the clothes you would wear. Walk through the house in your imagination. Smell the air, hear the sounds, touch the walls. Let it be so vivid that it blots out the present moment. And then say, without hesitation, it is done. And move on with your day, not as the old self, but as the version of you who already lives in the fulfillment of that dream. You must understand. Your outer world cannot help but conform to your inner world. It is law. But most people live backwards. They look at what is and they react. They worry. They fear. They affirm what they do not want by giving it their emotional energy. And so it continues. But the one who knows the law lives from within. They close their eyes to the evidence of the senses and open their inner eye to the world they are creating. They live as if they assume the end, and they know that their assumption once persisted in must harden into fact. These 3 words are not just a statement. They are a shift in consciousness. When you say it is done, you are exiting time. You are entering the timeless realm of imagination, where all things are already finished. Every possibility exists now, and the one you give your attention to, the one you feel as real, is the one that will externalize. So stop wondering when. Stop measuring time. Stop doubting the unseen. Instead, go within. See the end. Feel the joy of it. And say, with the assurance of one who knows it is done. If doubt arises, do not argue with it. Do not fight. Simply return to the feeling. Go back to your scene. Re-enter the state. Say it again. It is done. Let it wash over you like warm light. Let it take root. Let it become natural. As you persist in this assumption, something begins to shift. Not out there, but in you. And when it shifts in you, the world responds. This is how you manifest not just one desire, but a life of deliberate creation, a life where you no longer wait, no longer chase, no longer plead. You assume, you feel, you declare, and you receive, not through struggle, but through alignment. You have been given the greatest gift, the power to assume any identity, any reality, any condition. Use it. Use it wisely. Use it boldly. Use it lovingly. Each time you imagine and feel something as real, you are creating. And each time you say it is done, you are sealing it in consciousness. That seal is what gives it permission to come forth into form, even when nothing seems to happen, even when the outer world appears unchanged. Do not be moved. The change has already occurred where it matters in consciousness. And consciousness is always ahead of manifestation. The world is delayed echo. It will catch up. So do not let appearances shake you. Do not let time deceive you. Every moment you spend dwelling in the feeling of the wish fulfilled is a moment spent creating the inevitable. You are chiseling out the shape of your new world. You are writing the script, even as the actors are still playing the old scene. But soon the curtain will fall, and the new act will begin. You will walk into the very scene you once only imagined. And when you do, you will remember these 3 words, not as theory, but as truth. When someone asks you how you did it, you will not say, I worked harder, or I got lucky. You will smile, and perhaps you'll whisper softly, it is done, because you will know that the power was never outside of you. It was in your assumption, your feeling, your faith. You will realize that you were not manifesting things. You were manifesting versions of yourself. Each desire fulfilled was simply you stepping into another dimension of yourself, another state of consciousness. The money, the love, the success, these are shadows. They are reflections of the state. And when you say it is done, you are stepping fully into that new state, embodying it, claiming it, becoming it. This is why I say to you, feel your wish fulfilled. Not once, not briefly, but dwell in it, marinate in it. Let it become your home. Do not merely visit it when things go wrong. Live there. Think from it. Speak from it. Act from it. Let that version of you hold fulfilled, abundant. Be the one who shows up in the world each day. It may take a day, a week, a month. That does not matter. Time is irrelevant to the one who knows it is already done. If it is done, then there is no question of when. You would not ask, when will the sun rise, after it has already risen. You would not ask, when will I receive it, if it were already in your hand. So speak from the end. Move as if, and let the rest unfold in its perfect way. If you waver, return to your inner sanctuary. Sit quietly, breathe, enter the scene, feel the joy, and once again declare, it is done. This is your sacred tool, your creative wand, your divine password to the infinite. And soon you will begin to notice shifts. People will speak differently. Opportunities will arise. Coincidences will pile up. But do not be surprised. This is simply your new state becoming visible. The unseen becoming seen. The Word made flesh. It is done. And because it is done in consciousness, it must now be done in form. That is the law. That is the promise. That is the nature of reality. So hold fast to these words. Not with desperation. Not with grasping, but with quiet power. Say them not as a wish, but as a decree. A king does not beg his kingdom to obey. He commands. A queen does not ask permission to rule. She assumes her throne. In the same way, you must assume your desire is already yours. That is the secret. That is the great mystery unveiled. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. And the moment you say it is done, you are that which you seek. You begin to walk differently. You speak differently. You respond to life differently. Not because something has changed outside, but because everything has changed within. Your assumptions create your reality, and you are always assuming something. The only question is, are you assuming what you desire, or are you assuming its absence? Every time you say, it is done, you align yourself with the frequency of the wish fulfilled. You begin to think the thoughts you would think if it were true. You begin to feel the feelings you would feel if it were already yours. And that frequency, sustained and undisturbed, is what brings the unseen into form. Do not confuse motion with creation. Many people run, chase, hustle, and strive, and still remain unfulfilled, because true creation happens in stillness, in silence, in imagination, in faith, not in the chaos of trying, but in the serenity of knowing. Your greatest power is not in doing, it is in assuming. Assume the end, and remain faithful to it, regardless of what the senses report, regardless of what others say. The world may laugh, it may scoff, it may resist, but it is not your concern. Their reactions are echoes of old assumptions. Let them pass. You are creating something new. You are calling forth a new pattern of reality, one that is not born of logic or statistics or probability, but of vision, emotion, and certainty. And when fear arises, and it will, do not deny it, but do not worship it either. See it as a passing shadow, a flicker of an old identity, a ghost of who you no longer are, and then return to the state. Feel it again, and whisper those 3 words that shatter doubt. It is done. Let that phrase be your shield and your sword, your anchor and your sail. Let it guide you through storms, through silence, through uncertainty, and trust that it is working, even when it looks like nothing is, because the seed does not sprout the moment you plant it. It germinates in the dark. It draws from the unseen, and only later does it break through the surface. So it is with your desire. You have planted it in the rich soil of imagination. You have watered it with feeling. You have sealed it with the sacred decree. It is done. Now trust. Let it unfold. Let it grow in its own perfect time. The harvest is certain. The more you say these words, the more natural they become. At first they may feel like a lie, but that is only the echo of the old self resisting its death. Persist. Continue. Each time you say it is done, the old fades and the new grows stronger. The false self begins to crumble, and the true self, the fulfilled self, emerges. You are not affirming a fantasy. You are affirming a deeper reality, one that exists beyond sight, beyond time. And the moment you feel it as true, you are tuning into it like a radio dial, and reality, ever faithful, responds to your signal. This is how you bend reality, not by force but by frequency, not by manipulation, but by alignment. You shift your identity, and the world mirrors it. You no longer beg for change, you become the change. You no longer plead for abundance, you embody abundance. You no longer chase love, You radiate love. And in doing so, everything that matches your new state must come. There is no need to worry how it will happen. That is not your role. The how belongs to the deeper intelligence, the same force that keeps your heart beating, that guides the stars, that blossoms the flowers. Your role is to decide what, to feel it as real, and to know it is done. That is enough. When you live from this place, life becomes effortless. You stop reacting. You stop doubting. You stop needing proof before belief. You believe, and the proof appears. You trust, and the path opens. You let go, and things fall into place. Not because you are lucky, but because you are finally aligned. The beautiful part is, you can begin now. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait. Close your eyes. See it. Feel it. Breathe it. Own it. And declare it is done. That simple act is the turning point. That single decision can realign your entire life. Because with those 3 words, you are stepping into a new timeline, a new story, a new version of yourself. The more you persist in this story, the more the old fades away. The world, once unyielding, begins to soften. People change. Circumstances shift. Opportunities arise seemingly from nowhere. But they are not from nowhere. They are from within. They are the outer reflection of your inner assumption. Each time you are tempted to return to the old story, to the fear, the doubt, the lack, remember your power. Remember your authority. Speak the truth again. It is done. Let those words be the ground you stand on, the rhythm you walk to, the fire that fuels your every step. Do not wait for results to feel it. Feel it first, and the results will follow. That is the law. That is the secret. That is the way. You are not here to hope. You are not here to try. You are here to create. And creation begins in imagination, in the unseen. It begins the moment you refuse to be defined by what currently is, and instead choose to be defined by what is already done in your consciousness. Every time you assume the wish fulfilled and confidently say, "It is done," you are stepping out of limitation and into infinite possibility. There is no greater illusion than separation. Separation from your desire, from your ideal, from your higher self. But the moment you say, "It is done," that illusion crumbles. You no longer chase the dream. You embody it. You no longer seek, you become. And in becoming, everything shifts. Your world begins to take shape around your new self. It begins to bow to your conviction, because all things must obey the assumption that is deeply felt and persistently held. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this. The mind will want to complicate it. It will demand steps, strategies, and proof. But the spirit knows this is not about effort. It's about alignment. This is not about force. It's about feeling. And nothing aligns faster than a soul who quietly, confidently declares, "It is done." You will notice this truth when you stop trying and start trusting. When you stop pushing and start assuming. When you stop looking for it out there and begin seeing it in here. And the more often you declare, "It is done," the more familiar it becomes. The more you say it from the depth of your being, the more it starts to feel like your natural state. And when it becomes natural, it becomes inevitable. The world around you is plastic, malleable, responsive. It is shaped and reshaped every day by your dominant state of being. This is why you must discipline your inner speech. Let your inner conversations reflect the reality you desire, not the one you fear. Speak to yourself as the one who already has it. Think from the result. Feel the joy now. That is the secret behind all miracles. You are not here to struggle through life, hoping for small favors. You are here to awaken to your divine power, to see yourself not as the victim of circumstances, but as the author of them. And the pen you use to write your world is imagination. The ink is feeling. The signature is your assumption that it is done. When you say these words, feel their gravity. You are not just making a statement. You are collapsing all timelines into one. The one where your wish is fulfilled. The one where it's already yours. The one where you are living the life you once longed for. And the more real that feels to you, the faster it arrives. This is why repetition matters. Not mechanical, lifeless repetition, but repetition charged with belief and emotion. When you say "it is done" with conviction, it imprints on your subconscious mind. It bypasses the doubts and begins to work behind the scenes, drawing people, events, and conditions to fulfill itself. The subconscious mind does not question. It does not judge. It simply accepts what you feel to be true.
and expresses it in form. It mirrors back your assumptions. So take care with what you assume. Take care with what you declare. Make sure it's what you want, because it will show up. Each time you return to your inner vision, each time you step into the feeling, you are reinforcing the bridge between the unseen and the seen. And every time you walk that bridge with certainty, you are shortening the distance. You are becoming the living embodiment of your desire. Let nothing distract you from this inner work. It is the most sacred, the most potent, the most creative act you can perform. It is the womb of all miracles. You do not need to broadcast it to the world. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to assume, and let life confirm it. When you close your eyes tonight, do not fall asleep in the story of lack, or waiting, or wondering. Fall asleep in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Hear the conversations you would hear if it were true. See the world as you would see it. Smile the smile you would smile, and softly whisper, "It is done." Let that be the lullaby that rocks you into the creative depths of sleep. When you wake, do not pick up the old story. Do not check the evidence of the senses. Instead, carry the feeling into your day. Move from it. Speak from it. Think from it. Be so immersed in the reality of your fulfillment that the old world cannot hold its shape anymore. It must dissolve. It must rearrange. It must make way for what you have declared to be done. You are the operant power. You are not at the mercy of fate or chance. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are the wind itself. You are consciousness, clothed in flesh, dreaming dreams into reality through assumption. And with every breath, every thought, every inner word, you are creating. So create wisely, create lovingly, create deliberately. Each time you say it is done, say it as one who knows, not one who hopes. Say it as one who commands, not one who begs. Say it as one who has already received, not one who waits. This is your power. This is your truth. This is the secret that sages have known for centuries. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The riches, the love, the health, the joy. They are not out there waiting for you to earn them. They are within you now, waiting for you to claim them. And how do you claim them? Not by striving, not by suffering, not by suffering, not by suffering, not by proving your worth, but by assuming the state and declaring with unwavering certainty, "It is done." So I leave you with this truth, simple yet eternal. It is done. These 3 words are not mere affirmation. They are a command, a spiritual decree, a shift in identity. They carry the weight of creation itself. When spoken with conviction, they dissolve doubt, bend time, and reorder the universe to match your assumption. Never again say, "I hope," or "I wish," or "maybe one day." Those are the voices of the old self, the self that waits, that fears, that believes in conditions. You are done with that. From this moment forward, speak only from fulfillment. Think only from the end. Feel only what you would feel if it were true. And when the world tempts you to waver, return to your center and say it again. It is done. Say it until the walls of limitation collapse. Say it until your body believes. Say it until your world reflects it. You are not here to wait for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are not here to chase your dreams. You are here to embody them. And now you know how. Walk from this moment as one who has already received. Let your actions be born from faith, not fear. Let your presence radiate the knowing that what you desire is already yours. And when others ask you the secret, smile and whisper the truth that has transformed your life. It is done.